Hi, and welcome back to another turgid episode of Ask Jeff Anything, where I attempt to answer any question sent to me on my blog. Today's question comes from Eric Jodko. Eric writes, "Where do you writers come up with these batshit insane names for characters? Every author is guilty of it, but sci-fi dudes seem to have that shit on lockdown. Do you all own copies of some book filled with psycho names you mash together? I can't even pronounce half of them and feel like such an asshole while I read." First of all, Eric, thank you very much for your question. It's very much appreciated. And also for telling me that my books make you feel like an asshole while you read them, which, as we all know, is every writer's dream. When I was younger, I had a philosophy about character names that required them to be very nondescript, because I was afraid of substituting an interesting name for an interesting character. In other words, sometimes when you name a character Cobalt Cornelius Thunderbird, your brain thinks, well, shit, that's all I need to do to distinguish this bastard, and you don't bother to actually create an interesting character to go along with it, and let that name do all the work. Then somebody complained that every character in my stories was named Tom or Henry or Mary. It was pretty much like a Catholic wedding in book form, so I sort of let that go. I mean, characters named Bob and Jim might be fine in a short story about two men discussing life in a coffee shop, but Bob and Jim have no business dealing with cyborgs and dystopian governments. As for where those names come from, I have two basic techniques. One is to take a name that is antiquated and unpopular, a name that was once popular in the Western world but now is no longer popular, something that sounds exotic without being outlandish. The other technique is even simpler. I have a few drinks until I can't speak without slurring, and then I record myself for a few hours howling. When I wake up the next day, names galore. Well, thanks again, Eric, for your question. Hope you enjoyed the answer. Until next time, my name is Jeff Summers, but I wish it was Cobalt Cornelius Thunderbird.